Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, I just finished episode 7 of Alien Earth, and holy crap. This might be the most pivotal, action-packed, and straight-up brutal episode of the season. It's the penultimate episode, and it feels like everything is spiraling towards something massive. Today, we're breaking down all the wild moments, the hidden details, and what this all means for the finale. But before we dive in, I want to address something. This episode, while great, felt a bit slow in places, especially with only one episode left. There are still so many creatures from the USCSS Maginot that we haven't fully explored, and I'm worried we might not get all the answers. For example, we still don't know much about Ocellus beyond its intelligence, and there are other species that haven't been explained. Hopefully, the finale will tie everything together. Anyway, let's get into it. And hey, if you caught something I didn't, throw it in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Wendy's descent and the Xenomorph's blood. The episode's core is Wendy's radical transformation. After discovering Isaac's body, her last tether to humanity and compromise is severed. Her decision isn't just to escape, it's to weaponize the very horror that created her. The most iconic moment, Wendy wiping the Xenomorph's bloody snout, is a direct and brilliant homage. It echoes the How to Train Your Dragon moment of connection, but here, it's horrifying. She isn't taming a beast, she's anointing a weapon and claiming its violence as her own. She is no longer a victim of this world. She is becoming its most dangerous predator. This act of wiping the blood onto her own hand is her point of emergence. She accepts the monstrous cost of her survival. As one review pointed out, this isn't a Shakespearean out-damn spot moment where she's shocked by the violence. Instead, she's saying, "Nope, I did that, and I'll take some of the credit, please." It's a dark turn that sets her up as a potential villain for the franchise. On the boat, Hermit's world collapses in an instant. Faced with Nibs about to execute the helpless Siberian, he makes a choice that betrays everything Wendy believes they are fighting for.
This wasn't a random decision. According to actor Alex Lothar, Hermit's entire struggle is encapsulated in a Latin mantra he repeats: Homo sum humani nihil a me alienum puto. I am human, and nothing that is human is alien to me. But in that moment, he fails his own test. He still sees the hybrids, apart from Wendy, as something other. Metal and computer chips, not human lives. He saves a human life over a hybrid one, revealing that his intellectual belief hasn't yet become a visceral truth. And what about Nibs? Lily Newmark, who plays her, suggests that Nibs's betrayal is likely redirected at Wendy. In Nibs's dissociative state, Hermit is merely an extension of Wendy's will. His betrayal is, in her mind, Wendy's betrayal. This fracture could be catastrophic for their group. While Wendy embraces the monster, Slightly is destroyed by the weight of the secrets he carries. His storyline is the most tragic. He's a child, and his actions reflect that. Hiding Arthur's body, and the dormant facehugger under his bed, the way a kid would hide a terrible secret. The detail of Smee holding Arthur's hand as they move him is a small, heartbreaking moment of tenderness in the midst of a nightmare. It underscores that these are children being manipulated by forces they can't comprehend. Morrow's manipulation of Slightly is complete, using the boy's grief and loyalty to smuggle a potential new Xenomorph off the island in the body of his friend. It's a chilling, ticking time bomb. Now, let's talk about one of the most fascinating scenes in the episode: the conversation between Boy Kavalier and Ocellus. This scene takes place in Kavalier's office, where Ocellus is now housed in a portable containment tube on the floor. A ridiculously risky move, even for Kavalier. What happens in the scene? Kavalier, ever the hubristic trillionaire, is fascinated by Ocellus's intelligence. He writes the first 3 digits of pi, 3.14, on his hand and asks the creature to provide the next digits. The possessed sheep, hosting Ocellus, stomps out the next 2 numbers, likely 15, before defecating.
This demonstrates both intelligence and defiance, and it's equal parts hilarious and terrifying. Kavalier is thrilled, but his assistant, Adam, is horrified. Adam warns, "Sir, I must renew my concerns."
If this creature were to escape and embed itself in the human population,
Kavalier completely misses the point and interrupts, taking this as a suggestion. "You're right. We should switch it into a person, someone who talks and uses a toilet." He even says he knows just who to use for this experiment. Why this scene matters. It reinforces Kavalier's character, a Peter Pan-obsessed, hubristic trillionaire who prioritizes intellectual curiosity over safety. It foreshadows potential disaster, Ocellus escaping or taking over a human host, possibly Kavalier himself. It highlights the theme of hubris. Kavalier thinks he's the smartest in the room, but he doesn't realize that Ocellus might be manipulating him right back. Theory time. What Ocellus might be planning based on this scene. I have a theory. Ocellus isn't just intelligent, it's strategic. It might be playing along with Kavalier's tests to lull him into a false sense of security. The defecation after stomping out the numbers could be a form of mockery or a distraction. What if Ocellus wants to be transferred into a human host? As a parasitic alien that takes over hosts by replacing their eyes and controlling their nervous systems, a human host would give it even greater power and mobility. Kavalier might think he's in control, but he could be walking right into its trap. This also ties into the broader theme of the show, what it means to be human. Kavalier sees Ocellus as an object to be studied, but it might be more human in its cunning and desire for freedom than he is. The episode is a love letter to the franchise's aesthetic. The lab-grown Xenomorph is a return to pure H.R. Giger biomechanical horror, a perfect recreation of the classic design that fits seamlessly into the 70s-inspired cinematic look of the show. And the music choice for the credits is absolutely perfect. Song for the Dead by Queens of the Stone Age. The lyrics aren't just cool, they're a commentary. It's late enough to go drive in and see what's mine speaks to Wendy's emergence and her claiming of power. You're a holy roller if you're betting to lose, if you're hanging around, I'm holding the noose, feels like a direct message to Hermit. He's trying to play by moral rules in an amoral game, and the song positions Wendy as the inevitable consequence of his failure to fully commit. With only 1 episode left, there are still so many unanswered questions. Ocellus and other creatures. We still don't know the full capabilities of Ocellus or the other species from the USCSS Maginot. How do they fit into the broader alien universe? Kirsch's betrayal. Is Kirsch planning to betray Kavalier? He helped slightly in Smee, but then captured Morrow, so his motives are unclear. The hybrid's fate. Can Nibs be rebooted? What will happen to Slightly and Smee after their trauma? Weyland-Yutani versus Prodigy. With Morrow captured, how will Yutani respond? Will there be a corporate war? Predictions for the finale. Ocellus will escape and possibly take over a human host, maybe Kavalier himself. Wendy will fully embrace her role as a villain, leading the Xenomorph against Prodigy. Hermit will try to redeem himself but might not survive. The finale will leave some questions unanswered, setting up a potential Season 2. Emergence leaves all the pieces in motion for a finale with unimaginable stakes. A vengeful Wendy, a fractured hybrid family, a Xenomorph loose in the lab, a vengeful mother, and a child smuggling a biological weapon onto an escape vessel. The season has been a masterful slow burn, but this episode ignites the fuse. There's no turning back now.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the finale review. Let me know in the comments, what do you think Ocellus is planning? Is Wendy justified in her actions? And what do you hope to see in the finale? Until next time, remember, in space, No one can hear you theorize. See ya!